Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, what you know about benchmark? They're speaking them facts that you wanna hear. That rep jersey, the vision is clear. Diamonds glisten like a chandelier. You know what I'm here for, like Marshawn Lynch. At clutch time, we do not flinch. Real brothers, we do not switch. Hit home runs with the right pitch. Who run the city? What to do when they hating on you? I feel like Kobe 2010. I ain't taking an L, all I need is a win. Business is business, you know how they go. You playing the seats, now it's time to grow. Tune in now, gotta be in the know. Showtime, bitch, my about to blow. You know.
Welcome back to another episode of the Bench Mob Podcast, another installment. We have the full squad here today. Miles was cleared off of COVID protocol. He's back. He had to stay away for a couple of games, but we talked to the league and we have him back now. It was just a miscommunication with who he was in contact with. Miles, Wholesome, Davenport in the building. How are you tonight?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling straight. I don't have COVID, by the way. You could misinterpret my intro, but I'm good. I'm good over here. All negative.
Yeah, all negative tests. That's why you were able to come back. They were going off of who you were in contact with. Somebody that you were in contact with had a positive test. So we just had to be careful, part of the league. We have today joined by my man, G Baby, Mr. Hot Takes, Debate Your Mother, because I don't care. Sinsmere in the building. How are you tonight?
Laughing at that intro for Miles. I'm good, bro. I'm good. You know, scary hours in effect. Scary hours in effect.
Oh, for sure. And Katie not even back yet, so it's gonna get real spooky. I'm sure somebody gonna get attacked. A Brooklyn Nets fan gonna get scary hours tatted. And of course, we are joined by none other than Moneybag CJ, Bengals aficionado, football aficionado, Adam Schefter, who in the building tonight.
Listen, man, that's all you need to know right here. He taking over the league. Pat Mahomes is only going to be relevant for a few more years.
Wow.
All right.
Joe Burrow is in the building.
All right.
We putting this on. Hold up. I got to put it on.
You putting
Joe
the weight of
Burrow's
the
in the
world on
building.
his shoulders.
I will say this: there's no better nickname for anybody on the show than Moneybag for Chris.
Oh,
You lying.
we know.
Q1 contest on the way.
We know.
It's crazy.
Out of everybody on the screen, his net worth.
Crazy, bro.
Yo, the only reason
man.
for all of our listeners and all of our followers, we'll be going live in person soon for the podcast, and that's mainly because Chris has provided the funds for us to get the equipment. So he has the
That's
money
news to me.
out of.
That's news to me.
Big money.
He provided the venue for us to shoot.
Exactly.
Better than any state-of-the-art studio we can get to.
Hey, man, I'm just doing my part. God is good.
God is good. Hey, God is great.
God is great. God is great.
15-room house, 4 bathrooms,
Come
finished
on,
basement.
now you ODing. Now,
15.
only thing that was accurate about that statement was a finished basement.
Since we already started talking about football, we're going to start off. We already did the offensive free agents. Who are y'all seeing when it comes to the defensive side? Who are the big names that y'all see in free agency coming up for the defense that actually might be on the move?
I like Von Miller the most, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
If the Broncos don't keep him, then he's going to be getting a big bag from somebody, because I still think he's got a lot of productive years ahead of him. I mean, out of sight, out of mind. He was hurt this year. You kind of forget about him, but he's been one of the most dominant pass rushers in the game for the last decade. I like him. If the Giants let Leonard Williams go, we'll see what happens. But He's definitely up there in the top 5 defensive players to be on the market.
Hold on, Miles. You like Leonard Williams?
I liked him before. He just never got any sacks on the Jets, and that wasn't any of his fault.
Jets fans always trash him, though. Jets fans always trash Leonard Williams.
They trash him because of the stats. They don't see that he was good in run defense, but they see the pass rushing stats, and they think, what are we paying a guy? I'd at least pay Clowney that same amount if he's going to do the same thing, because he's good at run defense too. But he proved this year that he can actually get to the passer a little bit. Because really, if you look at it, before this year's only real good season was his rookie year when he made the Pro Bowl. So I think he's got a bright future. But
guess what? No one else has to worry about him. He'll be a Giant. They'll get the deal done. Don't worry about it.
That's $20 million a year for.
You gotta pay him. You have to pay him. He got 11 sacks last year. He was your only source of pass rush. You have to pay him. The Giants don't have a choice. I mean, if they're letting Dalvin Tomlinson go, another guy who could be on the free agency.
That's what I was about to say too. You might have to pick and choose who you keep. I don't think you're going to have to keep him because he traded for him. He traded draft capital for him. And
I know that they say that the Giants are looking at it that way, but they definitely have to be. And if you let Dalvin Tomlinson walk, he's a very good player. That's fine. There are going to be other defensive linemen on the block. The Giants have to reallocate funds to the offensive side of the ball. This ain't about the Giants. Other defensive players, go right ahead, man. I mean, there's some really good kids on this list.
So you mentioned, by the way, out of sight, out of mind. A name that comes to mind that gets y'all perspective on it. Richard Sherman only played 5 games last year. Out of sight, out of mind. Greg shaking his head. Do you think he got anything left in the tank? Will he be one of the defensive backs picked up, in free agency?
It's not
I think so. I think, you don't think he has anything left in the tank?
No, it's not that he doesn't have anything left in the tank. It's not about that. It's not the question. It's just he's only a good fit for a few teams in the NBA. He's not. I mean, in
NFL.
The NBA and NFL. NFL. No, you might as well go play basketball now. He's done. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
No. But in all seriousness, though, he's only a good fit for a couple of teams left in the NFL due to the age. You don't want to bring him into like a younger, rebuilding up and coming team. Like if the Jets go sign Richard Sherman, it makes no sense. If the Saints sign Richard Sherman, it makes a lot of sense. Like just a team that's ready to win. I'm not saying he's not. He's done. He's certainly not done. But I don't think that he's a fit for younger teams. And I don't think he's going to command a ton of money on the open market either.
Yeah, no, he's someone that's gonna. I mean, he's proved himself in the league, right? He's won a Super Bowl, but he's someone that's gonna come in and sign a 1-year deal somewhere, right? He's gonna have to prove himself again after being injured and whatnot. He's gonna probably sign with a playoff team that's ready to win now and whatnot. But I also don't think he's not the same cornerback that he once was. He can't be out on an island with somebody. He might have to, move to the slot and defend players there where he might get some help on the inside as well. But I just think with the injuries that he's had the past few years, he's not going to be up to speed in like full strength like we've seen him in the past. No matter like your body changes when you get injured, right? So he's not going to be able to do many of the things that he did when he was earlier in his career, being on that island. And then Miles, you had mentioned Jadeveon Clowney, man. Jadeveon Clowney, he's had a few rough past few years, right? He went to the Seahawks. That didn't really pan out in the first year that he was there. And the one thing that I find, crazy with Jadeveon Clowney is like, when you look at everything that he's done when he came in the league, yeah, he's had some good seasons, right? But the one thing that stands out with him is he's always getting injured. He's been in the league since 2014, and he's only played one full 16-game season. And that's crazy, man. In the past 7 years, you've played one full 16-game season. Like, and then we look back to 2 years ago, 2019, his production level just continues to go down. He had like 31 total tackles that season. This past season he had 31 total tackles. The season before that he had like 49 something. So he's another guy that I can see going to a team that might be a playoff team and signing that 1-year contract to try to prove himself and see. Teams are going to have to test him out to see what he's got because he got injured again last year and only played until October.
Speaking of pass rushers, do you think Bud Dupree gets moved this offseason?
They franchise tagged him already.
They did? They did? No. Don't blame
They
him.
don't have money. They don't have money to do that. They don't have any cap space.
So I think they're gonna have to either franchise tag him or Juju Smith. They have to pick one. They won't have the money to do both if they franchise tag Bud Dupree. I think one guy's more.
I would pick Dupree over.
I'll take Dupree over him too. I'll take Dupree over him too. I'm hoping selfishly Dupree hits the market. I would love if Dupree hit the market just to see where he ends up. But I think he's gonna end up being a Steeler long term. I just hope they didn't already do it. Where's the fun in that? I mean, there's no fun in that at all. NFL free agency is so boring compared to the NBA free agency, bro. These guys never actually move half the time.
Yeah, they're talking about it. It hasn't been officially. He hasn't been officially franchise tagged yet.
Makes sense.
Okay. Maybe I saw that's their plan is to go ahead and franchise him.
Yeah, that's their plan.
You know, Mike Tomlin.
They're trying to figure out. They're trying to figure out how much it would cost and for the Steelers to do that. And like Miles said, do they have the money to do that? I'm pretty sure they'll make the money and the funds to do so. Instead of, for example, if they had to pick between Bud Dupree and Corvette.
Corvette about to hit the road.
Hop in the jet.
He about to hop in a jet and go somewhere else.
He's not a.
You seen him today?
I wish I was on Monday, but.
You seen Corvette today? Yo, the one thing I'll say about Juju Smith, man, he working out with Michael B. Jordan's trainer, Mr. Calliette. Yo, he put on some muscle. Like he was in what's that boxer? Ryan Garcia. He posted a video of him today doing that what's it called? The punching challenge, whatever the case was.
Punching challenge, yeah.
Yo, Juju was taking them hits to the end, then his knees started wobbling. But yeah, he put on some muscle. And listen, man, we talked about Juju on the last episode. He's a good wide receiver. He just needs to mature. And I don't know if the Steelers are going to be a long-term fit for him. I think he can find a home elsewhere. But yeah, I mean, if it comes down to Bud Dupree and Juju Smith, who gets a contract, it's going to be Bud Dupree.
Well, I mean, other pass rushers out there that would be fun to see, go somewhere else would be a guy like Carl Lawson from the Bengals. I'd love to see him.
He's not going nowhere. We tagging his ass. Tag your it. You're not going nowhere. Sit right back down.
And so
you see how
I said that in NFL free agency, no one goes anywhere. That's what I mean. No one goes anywhere in NFL free agency. We can talk about all the hype and all that stuff. There'll be more movement this year than we've ever seen because of the quarterbacks in the move. And that tends to sway things a little bit. That's part of it. But that's what I'm saying. Good players, the anchor players on your defense don't go anywhere. That's why Leonard Williams not going nowhere.
Right.
Especially on defense. Offensive guys are more likely to move.
Exactly. And that's the key. Like we see, like you said, in free agency, players move. But it's mostly on the offensive side. You're not letting the defense is the core of your team. You cannot let like you hear the saying, defense wins championships. You're not letting your best, pass rusher who's getting all this pressure on your quarterback and making it easier for your offense to go and turn around and score. You're not letting him go. So I mean that's where it comes boring, but at the same time, like it's smart in a way.
It's gonna be exciting to see where the dominoes fall, bro. Like there's players out there like William Jackson from the Bengals too. I know I'm picking on the Bengals, but he hasn't been too bad. He's had some down years, but early on in his career, he had a lot of talent. He showed a lot of talent early on. He's another guy.
Miles. Giant. He said get him out.
He's another guy who could be on the move, bro. Like the lower end defensive players are going to be on the move here, and I'm really hoping that some of these top guys in the market, like I know Shaq Barrett's not hitting the market. Maybe Levante David, maybe he does. Maybe he hits the market and he's able to go help a young linebacking core. I can think of one in New York that could also use his services. So I'm hoping maybe he hits the market. Like and to pair him with the guy like Blake Martinez, come on now. Like it'd be a lot of fun. So I'm excited about the idea of some of these guys hitting the market. I will say this: talking about the defensive side of the ball isn't as fun because, like we said, these guys don't move as much. But you're a great defensive player. You're gonna stay. You're not going anywhere. We already saw that Detroit signed a wide receiver today. I think it was Tyrell Williams. They signed him in anticipation of the fact they know they're about to lose one. They're about to lose a receiver, and they're ready for that. They're going to lose Marvin.
Yeah, they said Marvin Jones is gone. Yeah. They said
it's either him or Kenny Galladay. I'm hoping it's Kenny Galladay gets out of there, too. If Kenny Galladay can squeeze loose, bro, if Kenny Galladay hit the market, bro, he will look so good in Giants blue. That's all I'm gonna say. And he
Hey,
got
Adam
Adam
Schefter set us up in the air. Adam Schefter set us up in
Yeah,
the
they
air.
don't know
man.
for sure if he's gonna come back or not. If Kenny Gotti hit the market,
would Gettleman pay him though? Because he had a stud receiver, and
yes, and Miles got this idea the Giants are broke. They're not broke. The Giants got bread. Stop playing with me. Why are you saying that? Like, yes, we know the Jets. We know the Jets are flush with cash because they have no assets. I understand this. But the Giants have bread. Teams like that can maneuver money around, bro. The Giants will have enough cap space to make moves. They can sign 2 premier free agents. That's the way it's going to work. 2. So you're going to get one of them's gone. You're going to sign Leonard Williams. The other one, you're going to probably sign a wide receiver, whoever it is. And if it's not a big wide receiver like Kenny Galladay, it'll be like guys weren't as good, like maybe Curtis Samuel and another guy. Like you'll sign guys that are middle of the class free agents who can help your team and start. Because hey, man, they just let go of Golden Tate. Giants are going after wide receiver either in free agency or in the draft. But again, not a Giants podcast, just putting it out there. Regardless, teams got bread.
Hey.
Teams got bread. You got money to play with.
You got 11 million in cap space right now. It ain't bread yet.
They're gonna restructure. They restarted today, but they already letting go of dead weight. Golden Tate is gone.
You let it. How about this? You let us know when y'all get there.
See if
he'll let you.
Greg, if it was up to Greg, the Mariners wouldn't have any money left to spend. Spend it all.
Mariners shouldn't have any money left to spend. What do you mean? If this is about winning football games, you go out there and get the best talent. I've never worried about the Giants not going to get free agents that are coveted and help the team. Antonio Pierce. Like, what are we talking about, guys? That's just one example, but like the Giants go out there and get good players. They just do. They do.
I think it's safe to say we'll hear the first information on them from Greg. Like, he really is a recruiter. Like, he keep telling y'all he does this for real. He recruits across all sports.
Y'all need clinical services. Hit him up too.
Yo, tag Kenny Galladay, tag Allen Robinson, come play with Daniel Jones, bro. It's up this year. It's up. We're gonna see a Josh Allen ascension.
Tough sell.
When it gets up, it's gonna be stuck. Like Cardi said.
Like
Cardi said.
You're not doing
when it gets up, it's gonna be stuck. Come rock with Daniel Jones. Give him a receiver he can throw the ball to. He can actually get open. How about that?
Shout out to the Queen Cardi B. You are definitely welcome to come on the show at any time. We'll love to have you on.
No.
Miles will speak for everybody. He won't be a part of the interview then when you come on. We'll love to have you on, Cardi. Speaking of NFL players, we saw a video of Devin Funchess getting busy. I don't know if y'all saw the video. Tyreek Hill did a complete windmill dunk with like ease. Does the NFL have the most talented athletes in the world?
Yes. And the reason for it is this. The NFL has the most talented athletes in the world because they're just the most physically fit. And if we're talking about the 3 main sports, right? We're talking about football, baseball, and basketball. I'm not going out here to say like, hey, these players in these sports aren't athletes, right? And these leagues aren't athletes. Basketball players, obviously great cardio. A lot of them have strength, but at the same time, you don't need to be the most physically fit. You're not taking these hits day in and day out. Football players have to be physically strong. They have to have great agility, quickness, across all positions. You talk about linemen, offensive linemen, they still need to be quick. Some offensive linemen got great feet and are able to have that agility. And they're 250 pounds, close to pushing 300 pounds. And that doesn't preclude, like I said, players that aren't in that physical stature, but just the way they have to work and the way they have to keep their bodies to be successful in their craft. And then you talk about you've never seen a baseball player go from playing baseball to football, right? But you've seen football players going from playing football to basketball. And that just shows the versatilness of these players. I'm not even sure versatilness is a word, but that just goes and shows how versatile these players are. We've seen it with Bo Jackson. We've seen it with multiple players. And we talk about baseball, right? Baseball, yeah, there's a bunch of great athletes in baseball, but at the end of the day, you don't need to be in the best shape to play baseball. You can be great at your position. We've seen overweight pitchers who are great pitchers, but at the same time, that doesn't require you to be physically fit. It doesn't require you to be, agile. It just requires you to be able to throw the ball and have be versatile in that sense as well too. So, I mean, for that reason, I think football players are the best athletes in the world if we're talking about physical fitness and being versatile across all spans.
Yeah, before y'all go, we had Dwayne on the show today. What was that, like 12 o'clock this afternoon? He's in France. Bench Mob is global. We was in France on an interview. He said, if you look at the NFL and the NBA, right, you have Zion Williamson, 6'6", one of the most super athletic, gifted guys, right? You go into the NFL, you can probably find 10, 12 Zion Williamsons.
Myles Garrett.
That's what Myles Garrett and Chris, what he just alluded to. You sometimes see 6'4", 6'5", 280-pound offensive linemen on a jet sweep moving. You're not going to see that typically. Let's say Shaq, if we had put Shaq into the NFL, Shaq not moving like that. You see a lot of NFL players that could translate into multiple sports, basketball, baseball, some even can play soccer. So, and then look at them when they score a touchdown. The goalpost is 10 feet. They be windmilling net all the way at the top by the goalpost with ease. But I saw Greg make a couple constipated looking faces, so I'm sure you're not on the same page with us. Is that the case? Do you agree?
I think it's closer than you think. That's all. I think NBA athletes are insane. They're incredibly gifted. I think what happens a lot of times is guys who play in the NBA often played football growing up. So you're getting a lot of football players playing basketball and a lot of basketball players playing football. It's a blend. We really want to be honest, the best athletes in the world playing at the NBA or the NFL. It's really a blend because a lot of these dudes were playing across sports, right, growing up. And so I think that you're more likely, the right answer there is probably that it's both sports. Like there isn't a better athlete on earth than LeBron James and Zion Williamson, right? There just isn't. Like those guys are incredible, and they'll play in the NBA. So like if you really look at this thing, there's no way that you could say that guys that
you don't think hold up. You don't think Aaron Donald is a better athlete than Zion Williamson? Come on now, take that back. Yeah, and you bite your lip because you're like, oh, I didn't think about that.
No,
Aaron Donald is a better athlete than Zion Williamson. Let's calm that down.
No, he's not. What are you talking about?
Yeah, post it. All right, we're gonna post this right after the show. Watch.
Aaron Donald's not a better athlete than Zion.
You're crazy. You're crazy. You don't even believe that.
He's like, what are you talking about? Zion Williamson is like literally a superhero, bro. What are you talking about?
He is. He's too angry, and he's like a
Indian's bird. How is anyone
plays like he's 300 pounds? Sometimes he plays like he's 300 pounds. He doesn't play like he's, you know what I'm trying to say. He doesn't play like he's physically fit all the time. Sometimes he plays like he's a big guy.
Oh, Zion?
Yes.
The only reason why Zion is an all-star right now, the only reason why Zion was number one pick is because he moves the way he does it, his size. That's what makes him special. If Zion didn't have that, he would not be Zion Williamson. He would be on Weight Watchers, not in the NBA. If he was not the athlete that he is right now. That is the biggest reason why, yo. You ever seen Zion go get a rebound? Zion flashes his athleticism on every single play. He has the quickest second jump in NBA history. I've never seen anything like it before. He gets up the ground so fast, and he's able to jump up again real quick and just dunk you real quick. He's able to take contact. There's no way Aaron Donald is a better athlete than him. What?
He's the Aaron Donald one. He's the Aaron Donald of the NBA. That's it. Just leave it at that. He's the Aaron Donald of the NBA.
What? No.
Yes.
Aaron Donald, the best athlete in football. What are we talking about right now? You think he's the best athlete in football? He's the best athlete in football. Aaron Donald.
I think I don't know if I would go as far as saying the best athlete in football, but I'm saying he's a better athlete than Zion Williamson.
No, then you're saying that there's better athletes than Zion Williamson in football. Like you're saying, if Zion Williamson was playing in the NFL, he wouldn't be the best. He wouldn't be.
Bro, if Zion Williams was playing in the NFL, his ass would be a nose tackle.
He'd be a tight end. He'd be anything you want him to be.
No, tight end.
So you're saying, so back to what you just said though. So if Aaron Donald isn't the most athletic football player, who would you put above him?
Honestly, I would probably, and I hope I'm not missing any names. Myles Garrett's athletic, but he's not athletic as Aaron Donald. I would probably say Aaron Donald is one of the most athletic players in football. Yeah, so I'm confident saying Aaron Donald.
No, because Tariq is crazy.
Tariq's fast, but we're talking about strength. We're talking about agility. Aaron Donald, that's him. He can do.
Tariq check all the boxes too.
I get that, but we talking about size. We talking about everything like explosiveness. Yes, Tyreek, that's Tyreek too. But at the same time, like, man, how did this go from comparing Tyreek to Aaron Donald? You trying to get off topic? We talking about Zion Williamson, and we talking about Aaron Donald. If you're asking who is the better, man. Hey, we're not even going to discuss it. We're going to let the polls decide. That's what we're going to do. We're going to let the polls decide.
No. Because sometimes, bro.
Bang.
Sometimes the polls be off, bro. I love the listeners. I love that people support the show and support our content. But sometimes y'all just be off, bro. So let me before getting ahead.
Y'all be on point. Greg just be salty.
Nah, they really don't. Oh, getting ahead of this, bro. In all seriousness, there's no way Zion Williamson is the second best athlete in all sports right now, behind LeBron James. And he might be better. He might be a better athlete.
Aaron Donald and Zion, if y'all hear this, man, we'd love to have you on the podcast, and y'all can go head to head and debate who's the better athlete.
Aaron Donald knows he's not a better athlete than Zion. He knows that.
Crazy.
Aaron Donald knows that. Aaron Donald will tell you that. What? Aaron Donald's a walking muscle who moves fast. I get it. He's amazing. Bro, Zion is walking like Zion ain't even all muscle, bro. Zion be slapping back, what's it called? Smash burger for the game. He go dunk on his favorite player afterwards. He's not a better athlete? Are you serious? Bro, nah, that's crazy. So Zion is incredible, bro. There's no way, bro. He's Thanos. He really is.
I think you meant Bojangles. That's big down there. Bojangles,
whatever they eat down there and stuff. But
he say Wendy's,
Raising Cane's or whatever they be eating down there, bro.
Hey, before we continue, we just definitely want to say we are not a part of colorism. I know Greg just chose somebody that was close to his skin complexion by saying Tyreek Hill, so we do not support colorism.
Bro, the fact that you had to mention that is hysterical.
I see where this conversation could go right now. I'm not gonna take it there because like my favorite artist Blast said, it's understood. Don't gotta be. It ain't that complicated, bro. We ain't gotta go.
It don't gotta be explained.
That really is your favorite artist. I was peeping. It was like 7 days straight. You was posting his songs.
Nah, he crazy. He's crazy. Shout out to Blast, bro. Yo, Blast gonna come on the show. Blast go crazy. Come on the show, bro. Oh, Chris, get on that. I know Chris needs some new music right now.
Transition into flag on the play segment. This is a tough one. Greg McDermott mentioned to his players, stay on their plantation after one of their games, accept or decline.
Accept.
Yeah, I need to know more. What happened?
All right, I'm going to give you the exact quote. Guys, we got to stick together. We need both feet in. I need everyone to stay on the plantation. I can't have anybody leave the plantation.
That's just a poor choice.
I know it's not funny, but you said it twice.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Miles. I want to hear this.
It's like a poor choice of words, like knowing damn well most of your players are of African American descent. So for you to use that choice of words is pretty bad. It reminds me of the who was the coach of the Cavs last year that got fired the Michigan coach that was there.
Beeline.
Beeline. There you go. There
It
you go.
reminds me of those comments that he made to the team and just alienated himself from the team. But that's different. It's NBA to college, so I mean he's got their future in his hands. But I don't know. I'd like to see what this does to the chemistry going forward because I know Creighton is a good team, but how do you play for a guy who can just use that comfortably? Meaning he said it behind closed doors before, or something maybe worse than that behind closed doors. Because you know, when the camera's not rolling, they'll say stuff.
Oh yeah,
that they won't say to the media. So
yeah, and to say it twice, you ain't even stop yourself after the first time to be like, hold up, did I just say that? Like that's like, yeah.
You know they were looking at him crazy too when he said it the first time, and then the second time.
That's what I'm saying. You double down. It's like you say something racist and you don't stop yourself. You repeat it. You're gonna say, "Hey, you jive turkeys. You ain't nothing but jive turkeys." Wait, you said it again?
That would be that was actually the quote. I'd be dying, bro.
I just had to throw out jive turkeys. I wasn't gonna say no actual racial comment, so then we get shut down. Oh, Antonio Burnett's nah.
Yeah. Now I'll tell you what though, if I'm a player on that team, I'm addressing it. I'm addressing as uncomfortable as it might be, just due to everything like we talked about, everything that's went on this past year. Like we got to stop letting stuff slide as African American men. So if I'm an African American male, even if I'm a player, even if that means getting benched, like there's a way to address it. You don't got to be disrespectful about it, but you can pull coach aside after the game or whenever you get some free time. But hey, coach, that didn't sit right with me, right? And talk about it man to man and see what comes of that. But that's something you definitely got to address because if you let that slide as a player, and other players feel the same way, and now y'all talking amongst yourselves and not directing it and bringing it up to him, one, that chemistry is going to get messed up, and then two, like at the same time, you giving him a free pass. Like we done with the free passes.
No one.
Greg, do you think that he'll actually like receive repercussions from this? I think he doesn't, just because, as Miles mentioned, Creighton is a good team this year. He's been there for a while. If this was like a losing program, I'd see they have no problem cutting their losses. But we've seen time and time again, there's a loyalty to successful and sometimes not successful, but especially if you're successful, you get a little bit of leash like, he didn't really mean it. Mm-hmm. It wasn't in his heart. He came out and he apologized. We're making him go to therapy or he's going to a class to, be more sensitive towards these topics. Like
he's probably not going to get fired. And I think the fact that he said it twice, and also the fact that he even said it at all. We was in a group chat this morning, and Dion was like, "Who uses plantation as an analogy?" Anyway, I've never heard that before, right? So for him, I've never heard anyone use an analogy and say and incorporate plantation into it. That's unheard of. So this goes back to the comment we have this conversation all the time. We always find ourselves back here. Man, like, how good is it to be white in a position of power in America, bro? Like, they do whatever they want, bro. He said it once. He knew it was out of pocket. There's no way, bro. There's no way he didn't know what he was saying was out of pocket. He said it again. He said it twice in the same comment within the same 20-second span. He said plantation twice to a room full of black men. Although I will say Creighton has more white players than the average college basketball team. I will say that. But still in a room full of a majority black men, like, he knows he's gonna get away with this. He knows he probably didn't expect it to get out. He's not happy about that. But at the end of the day, I'd be shocked if he gets fired. He's actually known as a good college basketball coach. Here's what I will say, and I was thinking about this too. I know it's not about Doug McDermott, his son, but hey, man, in the NBA, you got to be looking at him kind of left, like, so your dad's saying this, like, I don't know, like, how do you feel? What was going on in the household when you were growing up? Like, how do you feel about us being in this locker room? Like, I'm just saying, there's a trickle down effect for all of this, right? Like,
yeah,
that stuff.
I like
racism isn't learned. Racism is learned. Racism is taught. It's taught and learned. Racism is not something you're born with, right? Like, you're not born that way. You don't just born with that ideology. So that's something that I thought about too when I read this story, when I heard about this story, and we talked about it this morning. I meant to put that in the group chat, but nah, man, like he's gonna get away. I think he'll get away with it if the noise gets loud enough. Like the Chris's point, if players start having conversations, if players start going on ESPN doing specials, you kind of remind me of Mike Gundy at Oklahoma State, the football coach. He was wearing a controversial shirt, right? It was a controversial shirt. I think he was supporting like this really right wing, like crazy off the wall show, and he was wearing a shirt about it. And the players took offense to it. His best running back, his best player, the running back, Bubba Hubbard, I think his name is Bubba Hubbard. Yeah, he went on ESPN, did a special, and I don't like it blew up. There was a lot of publicism around it, right? And I don't think that Gundy lost his job. Did he? No, right? He didn't lose his job. So it's weird. Like this is why I started by saying it's no better. There's no other better position to be than to be a white man in power in America, because you get away with almost anything you want. Like you get away with almost anything you want. There's nothing. No one can touch you, right? It's so. I started by saying like, hey, like maybe if this gets enough publicized and people are writing about this and players are like boycotting, maybe it'll become a thing. But it would have to go that far for him to get fired. He didn't have a chance, and even then, you might not get him out of there.
Good point you mentioned it with his son, because same thing. You look at it. Obviously, this wasn't a race thing, but if people was coming at Lonzo and LaMelo for what LeVar was doing, trust and believe it's going to be somebody in the league is going to say something. I'm like, so you feel the same way your pops feel? You think we had a plantation? Or just in general, somebody going to talk trash. They will use that as bait to try to get into his head for sure. Transition to the next one, kind of within the same vein of what we just mentioned. Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall were forced to add a white actor to the original Coming to America cast. Accept or decline?
That movie funny as hell. But I'm gonna decline.
It's on brand for today. This type of storyline, this headline, right? Like being forced to. Here's the moral of the story. We need more black entities controlling things in Hollywood. We need more black entities controlling things in general, so that way we can do things the way we want to do things, and we don't have to, I don't want to use acquiesce. We don't want to have to like fold any demands, right? Just because stupid reasoning like that, like it doesn't make any sense. Like they should have creative license over what they're doing, and they don't. And it goes back to saying like you just need more black people positions of power across the board, and it's few and far between. That's why as much people want to slander the Tyler Perry movies, sometimes you get a lot of that slander about the Madea movies. Hey man, that guy had complete creative license over his stuff. He really did, and he put people on. So you gotta give him credit in that regard. So it's no different here. It's the same thing.
Shout out to Tyler Perry. Big shout out to you, bro. Next one, Jalen Rose. And I quote, no team can take a healthy Lakers to even 6 games in a playoff series, accept or decline.
Hold up, I was looking at Greg's face right there. Yo, are you watching that Zion poster? Is that why you're making that face?
No, bruh. This Warriors game, bruh. The rookie Mulder, he just tried to put Enes Kanter on a crazy poster. So getting back to your question, that was crazy. Y'all gonna see the miss is crazy. Wow. Getting back to your point though. Damn, repeat the question for me. I gotta hear it again.
It's a question for Tone and Greg mainly, because y'all don't question.
So yeah, we know the Knicks ain't gonna be there. Jalen Rose said, and I quote, no team can take a healthy Lakers to even 6 games in a playoff series.
We just talked about this after the show the other night.
He's wrong.
Lakers in 5.
He's wrong, and I say the Lakers are going to win the championship. The Lakers going to win the championship. The Lakers going to win the championship. I fully believe that. I think LeBron's going to get ring number 5. But I think a large part of the reason why is because LeBron's running mate is a virtual nightmare for anyone to guard. And if you're a team like the Nets, likes to switch everything and play this style defense and kind of go hybrid zone and just do all these wonky things on the defensive end to make up for the fact that we don't have many defensive players that can play one-on-one. It's going to catch up to you. Now, we've seen it happen before. It's going to catch up to you. The Heat were doing that. The Heat were doing a lot of the same things last year. They played a lot of the same defensive schemes the Nets play now. They're at the end of the day, the reason why the Lakers are going to be hard to beat is yes, LeBron is amazing and he's the GOAT, but it's Anthony Davis that makes him impossible to, like, it makes it really hard to defend them because he can catch the ball on the perimeter and he's a mismatch. He can catch the ball down low, he's a mismatch. You want to double team, he's going to find an open cutter or find an open 3-point shooter, and they're going to make a play. And that's it. So the Lakers are really hard to beat, but come on, to say that, like, that's disrespect to the Nets. The Nets can take them 6 at the least. It's going to take at least 6 to get the Nets up out of there. If it doesn't, that's disappointing on the Nets part. But I got to go 6. They went 6 with Miami last year. And you're not going to – no other team can take them to 6 if they're not helped? Nah, bro. I know they're better this year with Dennis Schroeder. I said Dennis Schroeder, but nah, bro. Like, Nets can take them 6. Everyone else, I don't think the Clippers taking them 6. Not with Nick Batum on the court as much as he played. Not with Pandemic P on the court. Now Pandemic P, when it matters, he's gonna fold up. Last night he took mad jump shots again. Wasn't he taking mad jump against the Celtics? I was watching a little bit of that game. All he does is take jump shots. He takes contested jumpers. He's 6'8". Pandemic P, he needs a new nickname. I'm not gonna say it on the show.
Worse, the only way I see that they really give a struggle to stopping AD, they probably gonna have to try to, like, break into the hotel and shave his unibrow or something like that, because y'all ain't got enough for AD. So I say Lakers in 5, transitioning. They have dunk contest, 3-point contest, skills contest. Don't think we forgot either. We're gonna talk about Brian Windhurst and his prediction. I saw Miles make a mad face just now. We're not forgetting about the Knicks. We're gonna talk about them. We're gonna end it off on the show on a high note, talking about
they finally
a possibility of, you know, things getting better. Y'all been singing that Annie song for a long time. Tomorrow. Yeah. Dunk contest. Are y'all interested in the dunk contest this year? Anthony Simmons, Cassius Stanley, Obi Toppin. Zion was rumored to be in it, and he came out and said, no, I'm not going to be in it. Are y'all interested in these 3 names?
Not really.
Not being it pissed me off.
They need to have bigger names in these dunk contests for people to have interest in it. Like,
yeah,
you have a couple guys like Cassius Stanley doesn't play really. Anthony Simons he's good, but also not a big name. And then Obi, who hasn't really done much this year. So it's a bunch of role players in a dunk contest. We want to see guys like Zach LaVine, Zion, guys who've proven that they're very good players in the league and they have bounce. Like, if they don't get guys like that, because it doesn't really interest me. Like, I'd rather watch tennis than watch that dunk contest.
That's cap. You know that's cap. But I agree. I definitely think that he said tennis.
He might not be lying, but...
Yeah, if Naomi Osaka playing, he might be right. Because she's exciting to watch. But, hey, I agree completely. I think they need bigger names. Last year's dunk contest with Dennis Smith and Aaron Gordon was one of the best of the decades, right? They were both getting 50 scores. It was going back and forth. Aaron Gordon got robbed. We won't get into that. But at the same time, like, they need bigger names. Like, you can't have Cassius Stanley. Obi Toppin, I'm excited to watch him just because he's a rookie. And, you know, he's already caught a few lobs for the Knicks, as Miles knows. And I think he's going to have a great career, whether he stays with the Knicks or wherever he goes. But I'm excited for him. But at the same time, like, I'm not excited about watching the other guys. It's not like it's been in years past. It's not as exciting. And if it is these 3 guys, they better come out with something crazy, because I'm sure that aura is felt around the league too. Like, they probably know in their head, like, damn, I'm probably not the most exciting player to watch. I got it. I snuck in, right? So now they're going to have to do something crazy to stand out and kind of change the narrative. I don't think it's going to happen, but that's just my take.
Yeah, can't this be they coming out party, though? Like, I mean, Derrick Jones Jr., he's not the biggest player, you feel me? Like, the biggest role, and he came out, and again, that's debatable if he should have won or whatnot, but he had some good dunks, so maybe you looking at like an Obi Toppin. He ain't had nothing else to do. He's playing 6-7 minutes a game. He might come out with something crazy.
But he's not. There are two people in the dunk contest that people should be excited to see. Anthony Simon's bounce is crazy, and Cassius Stanley, his bounce is crazy, and he's an incredible dunker. It's gonna be fun to watch them both dunk. Like, it's gonna be a good one. You want to talk about the excitement, about generating excitement? I think the NBA is worried about the casual fan. The NBA is not worried about people like me who are gonna watch it no matter what you put out there for the most part. So, for people who know the ins and outs of basketball and know that, like, you've been watching these guys since high school, you know Anthony Simons, you know Cassius Stanley. These guys got bounce, and they're gonna put on a show. But for the average fan, they don't, and they care about the average fan. They need viewers. So if you want viewers, that's who should have been in the dunk contest this year. Zion Williamson, been playing period. Zion Williamson cannot sit out the dunk contest. I get it. I know they're scared. He's gonna break through his sneaker or something like that, or he's gonna tear up his knee or something like that. Because it's just that great of an athlete where things like that can happen. Like every play is a flight risk. You just don't know what's going to happen. And I get that part, but he easily been the most exciting. It would have made it the most exciting dunk contest if you had a lineup of him, Aaron Gordon coming back. If you didn't screw him last year, and then you have like Zion. Zion. You have Zach LaVine in there too. Those three guys. Do you imagine the amount of hype that it had in the dunk contest with those three guys? It'd been insane.
Viewership would have been crazy.
Huh? What?
Viewership would have been crazy.
What? You stop whatever you're doing, bro. You putting all plans to the side. Bro. So yeah, you need bigger names in it if you want to get the casual fan. But message to the casual fans: do not sleep. Obi Toppin, the last dude I'm excited about watching in that dunk contest. Because Anthony Simons, Cassius Stanley, their bounce is actually crazy. And I've been watching. I seen Cassius Stanley working out in the summer with Chris Johnson. And funny enough, Chris Johnson. And
I'll be training him.
I'm saying though. so a lot of the dunks he be doing is crazy. His practice that we be practicing, bro. They're wild. He's gonna do something crazy. People are not ready for him, bro. Be a good show.
I think this will be their coming out party for all three of them. Biggest stage for all of them that they'll be on. Obi Toppin doesn't play much in New York. Cassius Stanley and Anthony Simmons don't really play either, and they're not in big markets. So I think they're going to have that in mind of, hey, there's going to be a lot of viewers. I'm going to come out and put out a show. Of course, over the last 10 years, every dunk contest, it's always been one or two names that we would have loved to see, the big names. Like LeBron's never done it. Zion didn't do it this year. Names like that we would have loved to see. We normally don't see them. So you got the opportunity for them to step up. Skills challenge. Who y'all got in this? We got Robert Covington, Luka, CP3,
Randall,
Domantas Sabonis, and Nikola Vucevic.
What?
We know he.
You said Robert Covington's in a skills challenge?
Yeah, he's been having a bad year.
Bad year? It's not even about his year. He's not a skills challenge player. What are we talking about? The only skill he's gonna put out there is the fact he can shoot the ball. It makes no sense having a skills challenge. You know why? Because he must have been throwing. Because LaMelo passed on it. Yeah, I know y'all heard about that. LaMelo, they wanted Melo real bad to headline the event and bring viewers because Melo's showstopper. That's what it is. And he said nah. So that's what that is. But yeah, you said Robert Covington. That kind of turned me off there. I'm not gonna lie. You got Julius Randle in there too?
Yeah.
Really?
Greg ew.
That's an ugly lineup. This is the thing for guards for the longest time.
Run through that lineup.
You wanted John Stockton, Mark Jackson. Who else?
I don't know. Listen. No, I said exciting guards.
I will run through the lineup.
Be fun? Kyrie. It'll be fun. Steph Curry.
But these guys
Steph Curry in the 3-point.
They don't want to do it.
Steph doing the 3-point contest this year?
Yeah, they are. Skills challenge. Robert Covington, Domantas Sabonis, Nikola Vucevic, Julius Randle, Luka, and CP3.
I'm going
Miles
Sabonis.
is already picking Julius Randle. Chris got Sabonis.
CP.
Greg, CP.
Easy.
I'm going with CP too.
The one thing about this competition too, right? It's not necessarily like who's the best shooter. It's who gets it in the hole first, right? Because We seen last year with Pascal Siakam, bro. His first 3 tries he just missed, and I think he was going against Bam the first round. And Bam was already on his way back from making his layup, coming to shoot that 3. So it's just about who really gets it in first and who gets the most 3-point attempts.
We'll see what happens. I'm going with CP3, the point guard. 3-point contest. Steph Curry, this is stacked. This, I think, is going to be the most exciting thing of the whole All-Star. Steph Curry, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Devin Booker, Zach LaVine, and Donovan Mitchell.
No Joe
Who do
Harris
y'all
this year?
got?
No Joe Harris this year? I don't get it.
No, Joe turned it down. He said he does not agree with the NBA having an All-Star weekend. He said he turned it down.
Makes sense.
Man, he booked
going
his
Booker.
flight to Puerto Rico.
Joe would have won. You're the best shooter in basketball outside of Steph Curry.
Question, right? Question. I just want to ask that. You said Steph Curry, right, Chris, to win it?
No, I said Booker.
Devin Booker. Okay. So back to what you just said, Joe Harris, right? Are we putting him really at that point of top 3, top 5 shooters he's at a lower clip than a lot of the top percentage shooters? Do you think, I'm just asking, do y'all think if he's shooting like Harden, like Steph, like Zach LaVine, and he shot 8-9 attempts a game?
Mad threes a game. He be taking mad threes.
He's 3 for 6. He averages 6 attempts.
Yo, yes.
I mean, he's on a team that opens up a lot of open shots for him. So
nah, bro. Nah. See, I would agree with that. If years prior, he wasn't doing the same type of damage.
He wasn't shooting 50%. He's shooting 50% right now.
Well, now, yes, it's inflated because he's getting a lot of open looks, but he be hitting contested looks too. I watching the Rockets game that he had like two or three shots and guys grills. Nah, bro, his confidence on a different level. He's a better shooter this year than he was before, but he's been the top shooter in the league for a long time. He won 3-point contest already.
Yeah.
He already won it.
Where would you put Joe Harris? Where would you put Joe Harris?
Top 5.
Okay. We're gonna go. I'll do this for you right now. We're gonna do Steph. We're gonna do Clay.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do Book is incredible. I can give Book the nod, and then I'm at 4. I'm gonna go Joe.
Okay.
I like that. That's a solid list.
Joe.
So no Joe Harris. Who you got winning this 3-point contest?
Tell you who I don't have winning, Jason Tatum. I don't know why you're in that.
And
Now that Jason Tatum can't shoot, he don't got the form for a 3-point contest. It's rapid fire. He got that long course release. It's gonna take too long to get them off. He might finish. I don't know if he's gonna finish the rack. So Jason Tatum, I don't have him winning. That could be interesting. I hope he wins. I just hope he wins, but I don't think he will. I'm gonna go. It's between Book and Steph. I'm gonna go Book.
Say it again.
We got 2 for Book.
Say it
Miles,
again.
who you rocking with?
My Kentucky Bull. I'm rocking with D Book.
Rocking with D Book. Go. You know I gotta go against the odds. I'm gonna go choose Steph.
It's not against the odds. Joe's the best shooter of all time.
Yeah.
It's against the odds on the show. We got 3 D Book and then 1 Steph Curry. So I'm going into odds in that regard. I'm going, Steph Curry.
Well, the reason that you got to go Book real quick before we transition, he coming back with vengeance after losing to Buddy Hield last year. I mean, like Book, hit mechanically, like he was doing that rapid fire and he had that not traditional high arc, but at the same time, like I think Book really gonna come back with vengeance, and this is a stacked lineup too, like we talked about. So he's got more to prove this year than he did last year.
Yeah,
not necessarily more to prove, but like it's going to be harder for him to get to the finals than it was for him last year.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, this is the only thing that he really should have been a part of concerning All-Star Weekend. So, hey, you could get a win on this. Kudos to you.
He's talking crazy.
He shouldn't. Nah, bro.
Crazy.
If AD wasn't injured, D-Book shouldn't be in. If AD
Dion should have made it.
You say who?
Dion. Zion. That is Zion. You ever seen that video?
Who
You
the
ever
hell
seen
is
that video?
Zion?
Yeah, you ever seen
He
that video
tripping
of
today.
Antonio Brown calling him Zion?
Nah.
I didn't see that. I'm looking at you like, who is he
Y'all
talking about?
ever seen that video?
No.
I thought he was saying
Listen,
Dion. I'm like, yo,
look
who
at
is
the video.
Dion?
Yeah, I was
Yo,
like,
so
Sanders?
after Antonio Brown was working out with the Saints one summer, and he put a video up on Instagram. It was funny. It was so
Yeah,
funny.
never mind.
You better know what I'm talking about. And he was like, in the gym, he's like, yo, I'm with Zion. He was like, Zion. Zion. That's what I'm calling him Zion.
Send that to me. I didn't see that one.
Look at the
Last event of the All-Star Weekend, which I don't know, how many people really pay attention to this, but just for the heck of it, because might be something fun to watch. Quavo, Jack Harlow against Lil Baby 2 Chainz. Who y'all got?
Oh my God.
Hold on. Who is it? Name it again.
Quavo and Jack Harlow against Lil Baby and 2 Chainz.
Jack Harlow ass.
We're going. Oh, at basketball, yeah.
Yeah.
But not at music. I was about to say, whoa, hold up. I was about to say, nah, but yeah, 2 Chainz actually hoop for real. So I got to go with 2 Chainz and Lil Baby. He'll carry Lil Baby, but in real
You
life,
gotta carry Lil Baby.
Lil Baby be carrying 2 Chainz. So
How did they miss getting Lil Durk in this? Y'all seen the video of Lil Durk hooping?
Yeah.
Lil Durk is cold. He's cold. I don't know how the NBA didn't get him in this situation here, but I don't care about this. What are you talking about, bro?
KD signed off on Lil Durk.
Yo.
Jack Harlow ass. You ever see him hoop?
2 Chainz.
I'm gonna take it the wrong way. You keep saying he has.
2 Chainz is 6'5". He's the tallest person out of all of them. So just that alone, give 2 Chainz the ball. And look, the NBA is pulling at straws. You said what?
J. Cole wasn't available?
I think, like I said, I think the NBA pulling at straws here, trying to do something to bring excitement to this. They doing all of this in one day. The Raptors game is like the day before.
They could have put Miles Bridges in there since, he'll never make an All-Star game. He raps a little bit, so put him out there.
So Brian Whithurst, he made a prediction that within the next year, by trade deadline next year, he believes that a superstar will demand a trade and the team that he will choose will be the New York Knicks. Do you think this is any validity to this? I mean, it is still the Knicks. They are changing the culture, but a superstar level player forcing his way to the Knicks by next year.
I'm gonna let y'all. I'm gonna sit back and listen.
I feel like Miles should have gone first on this, but
You want me to go first?
yeah.
I don't want to hear any of this garbage right now. They're talking about a year from now, just to say a year from now. Oh, they got their hopes up thinking they're gonna get so and so. The media always tries to do this and try to play the Knicks out. So unless it's happening, unless Woj is saying this, then I don't really care. Brian Winter, I don't really care what you got to say. Like, the Knicks are doing fine right now. We're building slow, and it's working out right now. Like, we got the coach of the future. Well, coach of the present. My bad. Coach of the future. Coach of the present right now, who, in my opinion, should be coach of the year. But that's going to happen at a later date. You'll see. But I definitely think that the Knicks could get a superstar in the next year, if we want to be honest about it. All it takes is for them to win just a little bit, make the playoffs, make a little run for somebody to be interested. Because it's still New York. For everything that's been going on for the last 15 years, all it takes is for a little winning to happen. And anybody who's a little upset with their market, somebody in Milwaukee might be a little upset. Come to the Big Apple.
I don't want him.
The Big Apple. I don't want him either, but I'm just saying there's going to be guys out there that see what's happening in New York. They're winning right now with, I'd say, a lack of talent on this team and making things happen. And that's mainly because of the coach. So imagine if you get superstar talent and other guys that will play with superstar talent around those players. The sky's the limit.
I think the best bet is for y'all to get somebody in free agency. If somebody's demanding a trade, let's say, because you just mentioned it, let's say Giannis, right? If you're demanding a trade to come to New York, the little talent that y'all have, what is that player going to be playing with coming to New York? You know what I'm saying? Like it'll give me the same
what free agents
mindset of
make it to the market though? What superstar free agents actually make it to the market?
I don't know. We'll see what happens. Some people might sign, might not sign back based off, let's say, if New York is winning. I just don't want the Knicks to do the same thing that he did with Melo. If they waited, they could. That's a number to me. That's a top 3 team. If they waited, kept those assets, and just got Melo in free agency.
That's true. But
that's the only thing I don't want them to do. Trade away a bunch of assets and you bring a star here and they're playing with Antonio Burnett, Lil Oud, like keep the talent there that y'all got and pair it with it. Greg, Mr. Brooklyn. Hey, it's really a Knicks town, bro. And unless y'all winning chips, it's not looking good for y'all of taking over the city.
I've said this for a little bit. I don't care about the city. Oh, with the city. I don't need the city support. The Nets don't need the city support. This is really simple. It's similar to the Nets. The Nets started winning. I knew when the Nets started winning, they would get free agents to come. And look at us now, right? Tell story. With the Knicks, it's the same thing. It's no different. Like if they started winning, they'd get guys who want to come play in the Garden and come play for the Knicks, a blue blood franchise. So I'm not surprised by this. The story here isn't even about getting a free agent. I'm gonna put it to the curb for a second. If the Knicks what Brian Windhorst is saying is true, and the Knicks have to get a trade for a star, we're gonna get rid of RJ Barrett. Knicks fans should be excited about this. Like this is the best thing that could happen. Yeah, like this is great. This is great. Like this is exactly what I thought was gonna happen. No, for real. Like I thought the Knicks were gonna be solid, right? Eventually, at some point, and some player was gonna be disgruntled, like Zach LaVine. I think it's gonna be Zach LaVine. That's what I think it's gonna be. By the way, if you want a prediction, Zach LaVine's gonna get disgruntled with the Bulls. He's gonna ask for a trade. He's gonna ask to be traded to New York, the Knicks. The Knicks have always liked Zach LaVine. They've always been tied to him in free agent discussions. They've always been tied to Zach LaVine for a long time. So I think they're gonna go after him. And he's signed a deal. I think he's still under contract for another year or so. So that's the guy. What happened?
No, I'm saying he's only got 1 more year left on the deal. So I don't think trading for him would be the best thing.
Yeah, but I'm saying stars have saying power and that kind of stuff. Like I think Harden had like 2 years left on his deal, or like a year and a half. Like regardless, like you trade for the player when you can because you don't know what they're gonna do in free agency. You don't control that. You really don't. Like when they hit free agency, they can go anywhere. They don't have to come to the Knicks. They can go anywhere they want. Anyone that can clear out enough cap space for them, they can go to. So now you're going to get other bidders. If they demand to be traded to your team, you have all the leverage. Like I was saying the whole time in the James Harden saga, I was saying the whole time with the Deshaun Watson saga, when you in pro sports, when a player demands to be traded to your team, you do it. You do it right there because you don't have control over where they go in free agency. It's a lot harder to bid against the rest of the league as opposed to bidding against 4 or 5 other teams that he didn't even say he wants to go to. So you do it. So there's that. But I think he'll end up there, and then you'll get rid of RJ Barrett. That experiment will be over, and Knicks fans will live happily ever after. It'll be a good situation for them, and then you can see if you can add another star player or something like that along the line. But the RJ Barrett experiment got to end, bro.
He hates him.
I don't hate RJ Barrett. I just don't think he's that good. He's just not that good. He's just not that good.
Real quick, one of the names that was linked to the Knicks possibly is Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns or Julius Randle?
Karl Anthony Towns, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Karl Anthony Towns
better player.
Karl Anthony, okay, better player, but you think Karl Anthony Towns could be a face of a franchise and lead them to winning?
No.
So in that case,
they need a great guard. But neither can Julius Randle. Neither can Julius Randle, though. Neither can he.
His combination with Tibbs, he's doing halfway good job in his role right now.
Yeah. If y'all go with mediocrity, which I know would be is a step up for Knicks fans, then fine. Stay with Julius Randle, stay with Tibbs. But if you want to get better and win, you get Cat and you get him a guard that can set him up, a good guard. That's it. You trade. Yes, that's what you do. You need it. Oh, you get Cat. You win the lottery this year, right? Let's just throw it out there. Let's see if it happens, right? Sometimes good things happen to people who don't deserve it. So let's say they win the lottery and they get like Cade Cunningham or Jalen Suggs or something like that, and you traded for Cat. You're lit. What are we talking about? And you get RJ up out of there too? What? Yo, Knicks fans is up.
There he goes again.
So for real, bro, like, I'm being honest with you, I don't see it. I don't see it, bro.
With Cat though, I think it might be a hot take. I think it's still some time need to be shown that he is a superstar player. I think he's a star, but all right, I think he's a star. I don't think he's a superstar yet. And hey,
we said this last year. I remember that when we were doing.
I think if I had the opportunity, if I'm World Wide West, I'm not trading for Cat. I'll keep Julius Randle and try to get somebody more like a Zach LaVine instead of Cat, in my opinion. Especially since supposedly him and Tibbs had a little thing. They didn't really work that well when he was in Minnesota. So I keep Julius Randle.
He'll get fired eventually. He doesn't keep that job. I hope people know that. This is not going to be a Knicks coach for the next. He won't last 5 years in the job. He may not last 4 years. I don't think he'll last 4 years in the job. He's going to get fired. You're going to get a superstar, and no superstar wants to play for Tibbs. Unless your name is Jimmy Butler.
That's another thing I was going to bring up before we end it. Do you, Miles, right, as a Knicks fan, with, as Greg alluded to, it's been said, nobody want to play for Tibbs, man, unless you Derrick Rose, Jimmy Butler, those Bulls lifer people, Joakim Noah, Taj Gibson, who is actually on y'all roster too. Do you think that's going to affect y'all getting the stars, having Tom Thibodeau as the coach?
I don't think so. No. I mean, if you want to play for the Knicks, you come play for the Knicks. I mean, Tibbs' system is built on defense, which in years past, that hasn't been a featured thing with the Knicks. So I don't know why anybody wouldn't want to play for Tibbs. He goes to bat for all his players. He coaches everybody hard. I think that Tibbs will be here for the long run. I think so. I don't think that regardless of a superstar coming, he'll tailor his coaching style to whoever comes. I don't think he'll just – like if LeBron James comes, he's not going to treat him like some of these other guys. Even though I'm not saying LeBron James is coming, I'm saying if a player of that caliber were to come, I don't think he's going to be as hard on those people as –
You think he's just being hard because it's the younger team?
I mean, that factors in too. I think so. I
think Tibbs stubborn. I think if LeBron come, if Michael Jordan came, and from the '96 Bulls, Tibbs is stubborn. It's his way or the highway. Rumored. Obviously, I never played for Tibbs. Never met the Joker in my life. But it's rumored it's Tibbs' way or the highway. And it works for players like Jimmy Butler and Derrick Rose, who like, all right, we're of the same mindset. But I just can't see.
Tibbs is an old school basketball coach. He's an old school basketball coach. Like, and that don't work with these new school NBA superstars. It does not work. It's his way or the highway, like you just said. That's exactly it. You talk about the way he coaches that team, if that's the case. He's best when coaching young teams with young talent. It's not going to work when they get a superstar. And it's not the reason why I want to them getting a superstar is because any superstar is coming with the understanding that Tibbs is out. That's it. They come in with the understanding Tibbs is gone. Guess what? When Kyrie and them came to Brooklyn, they came with the understanding Kenny Atkinson was gone. They already knew. The writing was on the wall, bro. They were just looking for the next guy. When they got the call from Steve Nash, like, oh, you want to be a coach? Bad. Let's do it. Oh, for sure. Miles was shaking his head. For sure they knew he was leaving. It was never gonna stay. It may have shocked me initially, but it shouldn't have. Because Kenny Atkinson is the kind of coach who coaches young players and develops young players in the NBA to become stars. He takes you from being here to being here. And for all the listeners, from being a lower level player to a high level player. That's what he does. That's his job. That's his role. Tibbs is the kind of guy who establishes a winning culture through defense early on for the young players. It gets them to play hard. That's what it is. When you get superstar players like that, you need someone who can handle the PR piece of it too. You gotta be able to manage egos. Every single great coach who coaches superstars can manage egos. And Tibbs has proven over and over again he can't do that. When Tibbs was with Derrick Rose and that Bulls team, that team was young. Jimmy Butler was not the Jimmy Butler yet. He was not a superstar. You gotta remember that.
Very true.
It was a lot different than when you coached Jimmy Butler. And I know he got Jimmy Butler on the back end with the Timberwolves too, but it's different. They had established a rapport at that point. Okay, Derrick Rose, mild-mannered superstar. He's not your typical superstar. Derrick Rose is a loyal guy. He's quiet. He's the kind of guy that fits with him. It is not Zach LaVine. It is not Cat. It's not Cat. It's not Cat. It's not these new school guys. It's not Devin Booker. It's not. No. You want those guys? You want to be a big player, superstar for the Knicks? You get rid of him. And don't worry. Yo, Knicks fans can say he's going to be Knicks fans can love him now. That's how I go, right? I said New York fans is fair weather fans. You know that. Fair weather fans. It's nice outside. Knicks are winning some games. They're above 500 for the first time in like 20 years. I get it. You love this guy. Yo, he's going to be gone, and you should be happy he's going to be gone. Guess who I don't miss right now? The Nets fan. I don't miss Kenny Atkinson. Coach, nothing but the best. I don't miss him. It's scary hours. So if y'all want your own version of scary hours, if y'all want a good version of scary hours in New York, get rid of Tibbs. Don't worry. It'll be done. Wes know the vibes. Wes gonna get him out of there quick. Get a call from D-Book's agent like, yo, trade for me? Let's just say that. Let's just say it happens on the line. It's just an example. It's not going to happen. But, like, a player of that caliber, guess who he's not worried about? Tibbs. I'll pay you in a cash front advance. I'll give you all your bread up front. Get out. Pack your stuff. Get out. You get a new coach. Whatever D-Book wants. Whatever player X wants. Bro. He's here for a good time, not a long time. That's it.
Word, shout out to Drake with that verse right there. But that is the end of this episode right here. And I believe, though, no matter what, though, if the Nets don't win a championship, all this ain't gonna matter. It's Knicks tape forever, unless the Brooklyn Nets and the next 3-5 years of this beautiful team of straight killers and closers don't win a chip in the next 3 to 5, and they just was a cute, beautiful, nice best friend team. Hey, I think the Knicks is going to be the bigger and better story if Brooklyn don't win a chip out of all of this. But y'all know the vibes. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Benchmark, we out. Peace. I know you wanted to say something too. That's all.